I might be out of my depth to talk about something so serious given how this channel normally is, but I want to do my best to verbalize some of the opinions that I've developed over the last few years or so, seeing all this go down in various ways and with various people. First things first though, if you somehow find my YouTube channel because of this video, respectfully, do not sub because of this video. This is not indicative of my normal content, so I don't want to mislead you into thinking I'm some hotshot, hot takes kind of guy. Please try watching some of the other stuff I've got, and if that's to your liking, then consider sticking around for a while. Alright, with that out of the way, I'm going to talk about parasocial relationships. That is to say, the relation that you, the viewer or consumer of media, have to someone like me, the one who's making the thing that you're watching. The people behind the persona, the mask, the exaggerated facade, they're never exactly who you imagine them to be. Whereas previous forms of entertainment had a certain disconnect to them, like baseball or wrestling or whatever, those people were always at least somewhat distant to fans. The only interaction you had was maybe a signing or finding them at a restaurant or something along those lines. Online, people will always put their best stuff out there. They will always be the person they want you to see. This relationship can and has in the past led to people being manipulated, targeted, harassed, and so on by someone who is willing to use that power or control they had over another individual for personal gain or satisfaction. Anyone is technically able to do this once they get an audience, and it's a key thing to keep in mind when you interact with people on the internet. Just because someone portrays themselves one way doesn't mean that that's who they are. Just because a group of people portray themselves and each other one way doesn't mean that once the cameras are off, they don't turn into completely different people. In my personal experiences in life, situations in which someone has power over you and is making demands can be difficult to deal with and sometimes seemingly impossible to navigate your way out of. And I also understand fairly well how someone could arrive at that situation to begin with, be it manipulation, trickery, or otherwise. When it comes to dealing with people online, you always have to take into consideration the fact that there is a human behind the avatar, cliche as that is. That fact, keeping that in mind during these interactions you have, can help you to be more careful with who you reveal personal details or ideas to, but also more conscientious with your general dealings with people everywhere else, even outside of the internet. It's very easy to lose track of how many people we talk to and affect on a daily basis. I try to keep myself generally reserved, even among the group of friends I have in my real life outside of the internet. I'm fairly difficult to get a hold of, and that's entirely by design. However, seeing how often I used to interact with people I never had any chance or intention of meeting when I was younger and played a lot more games, I can easily conceive how someone who grew up with something like Twitter would end up in a bad place they had no designs on getting into. My point is this, I suppose. Just because someone makes funny videos online, or is charming in a Twitch stream, or gives money to charity, doesn't mean they do not possess the capacity for evil, for your sake, myself included. I always try to see the good in people, but also recognize that even those I see as good aren't always. They're human. Humans have a great capacity for good and for evil, and our individual journeys cross paths with a lot of them. So stay safe in your time online. That's really all I want to say here.